Welcome to my channel. I am SidetrackTV. I stream on Twitch daily, or as often as I can. Today, we're talking about Arma Reforger. The big question some of you might have, should I buy? I cannot answer that for you, but what I can do is tell you all of the pros and cons this game has to offer. This will only be focused on the main game mode for Arma Reforger. This would be the conflict game mode. This video will also only be focused on the vanilla aspect. I will do a mods video in the future. Let us start with the weaponry that is in the vanilla conflict game mode. Handguns. Each faction has one handgun they can grab from the weapon crates. Blue 4 has the M9 that is a 9x19mm caliber. And the OPFOR side has the PM, which is a 9x18mm caliber. Assault rifles. Blue 4 gets the M16A2. It's a 5.56 by 45mm caliber. And OPFOR gets the AK-74, which is a 5.45 by 39mm caliber. There's a third assault rifle that can be obtained by killing FIA faction enemies, which is the third unplayable faction. They get the SA-58P, a 7.62 by 39mm caliber. All of these assault rifles get no attachments, meaning they will be iron sights. Sniper rifles. Blue 4 and OPFOR get one sniper rifle each. Blue 4 gets the M21 SWS, a 7.62 by 51mm caliber. And the OPFOR get the SVD, a 7.62 by 54 MMR. The R standing for rimmed. Just Google it. Squad automatic weapons. Blue 4 gets the M249 SAW, a 5.56 by 45mm caliber. And OPFOR gets the RPK-74, a 5.45 by 39mm. Machine guns. Blue 4 gets the M60, a 7.62 by 51mm. And OPFOR gets the PKM, a 7.62 by 54 MMR. Launchers. Lastly, the Blue 4 gets the M72A3 LAW, or Light Anti-Tank Weapon, which is a single-use rocket launcher, meaning once used, you have to go get a whole new launcher. OPFOR gets the RPG-7V1, which is a reusable rocket launcher. As you can see, the vanilla version of Arma Reforger does not have a wide variety of weaponry accessible to the player. Vehicles. The Blue 4 gets 4 total vehicles, which include the M151A2, but people in the game call them Jeeps. They have a few different variations. The M1025, people in the game call them Humvees, which also has a few variations, including one with a 50 cal mounted gun. Lastly, Blue 4 gets the M923A1, which people call in-game logistics vehicles, or Logi for short, and also transport variations. OPFOR pretty much gets the same setup, here they are, except instead of a Humvee with a mounted gun, they get a BTR, which is armored. That's it for vehicles. My only downside of this setup for vehicles is why Blue 4 does not get an armored striker or something along those lines. I was in a game where I stole a BTR from the enemy and sat in their base, taking rocket after rocket, and the BTR never blew up. We all died inside, but the BTR itself was still usable. Maybe it was a bug, but either way, it seems a little unfair. Base building. The base building is a pretty cool feature. You need logistics vehicles, and you need to take those VICs to a supply depot located on the map as a green circle with EI letters. Once you get to the location, there's a big chance FIA will be in the area and you will have to clear the area before you can load up. Otherwise, your Logi will get blown up. Be careful on your travels because FIA will have checkpoints on the roads and they are equipped with RPGs and they are extremely accurate. Take the supplies to a base your faction controls and unload them. Your base can only hold 500 supplies, so the first thing you must build is a supply depot. This allows you to drop off as many supplies as you want. Having supplies at the base allows you to not only build necessary things like an antenna to extend your radio signal, or an armory for your troops to get their loadouts, But once you build a barracks, your troops will be able to spawn at the location for half the supply cost. It costs 40 supplies to spawn at an FOB you control with your radio signal. With the barracks in place, it will only cost 20. Your Logi truck with supplies in it can also be used outside of a base to set up fortifications. The mobile HQ is basically its own radio antenna and allows players to spawn at the mobile HQ and extends the radio signal. Base capturing. Capturing an enemy base is pretty simple. If your radio signal does not reach your objective, the symbol on the map will be yellow. If the radio signal reaches, then it will either show green, meaning FIA controls, red, meaning OP4 controls, or blue, meaning Blue 4 controls. Once you get to the objective, you must clear all enemies from the area around the main flag tent, and your team will start to capture the base. Enemies will be allowed to respawn at the base while you are trying to take control of it, so keep on your toes. You can loot enemy troops and take their uniforms and weapons for yourself, including the radio, and be able to listen in and relay their plans to your team. I will make a video with tips on how to make it easier on your team to take over enemy bases in the future. Servers. Lastly, I want to go over how to find servers and connect to them. This is for the players who might get the game. It can be a little overwhelming at first. Once you launch the game, consider doing the tutorial, as it does go over a lot of details for the conflict game mode. It is a bit long and not very exciting, but it does give you a chance to get familiar with some key things to start you off on the right foot. Also, lets you tweak your settings and sensitivity without trying to do it all in the middle of a match. Once ready to join a server, I highly suggest clicking on the official tab and finding a conflict server. Evron is the big map where matches can take anywhere from 1 to 3 hours to finish. And Arland is the smaller island map where matches can take about an hour to finish. Issues. Overall, my experience has been great, but there are some things that I see as problems. For the majority, the people I've encountered in the game are great people to be around. There's only been a few times where the players got extremely toxic with some racial slurs and some homophobic talk. Usually just switching radio frequency to not hear them does the job, but this does put you at a disadvantage when it comes to coordinating with others. One thing I encountered, especially on higher ping servers, is the bullet hit registration. I was sniping some enemies that were about 100 meters from me, and I know for a fact that I was getting headshots. My hits were not registering. Eventually, I got hit and killed. I went back and the same thing happened. The third time I went back, I decided to go close quarter, and even with a saw gun at 10 meters from me, my hits were not registering. So needless to say, I died again. This has only happened to me a handful of times. My final thoughts about vanilla Arma Reforger and if you should buy are yes. If you want a game that is beautiful graphically, teamwork oriented, and gives you the freedom to choose how you play, this game is for you. I've been playing and streaming this game on Twitch pretty much daily, and I have been having a blast with vanilla Arma Reforger. If I were to give this game a rating out of 10 as it stands right now in early access, I would give it a 7 out of 10. I hope you enjoyed the video. Consider clicking that sub and like buttons, and my Twitch link will be in the description below. I would appreciate a follow, and if you see me live on Reforger, don't be afraid to stop by and join me in game. Until next time, this is SidetrackTV, out.